This is Roger Hibbard and his beautiful wife Elizabeth, and today we're in Ezekiel, the first chapter. In the 30th year, in the 4th month, on the 5th day of the month, as I was among the exiles by the Shebar Canal. So, isn't that something? They were going to be in there for 70 years, so this is the 30th year. All right, they're about halfway through the exile. Okay, it was by the Shebar Canal. The heavens were opened, and I saw visions of God. On the 5th day of the month, it was the 5th year of the exile of King Jehoiakim. Well, now, I'm a little confused. I don't know what that 30th year up there meant, because Jehoiakim, now it's the 5th year. Well, okay, so strike the above. I don't know what, it's in the Bible, but what I mean is strike my comments. I don't know what the 30th year meant. I'll do a little research, and so I won't keep you in suspense. On the 5th day of the month, it was the 5th year of the exile of King Jehoiakim. So see, that's what's got me confused, because if Jehoiakim was only there for 5 years, that meant they were there for 5 years. Maybe the 30th year applies to something else. Maybe that's how old he was. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, it was among the exiles. All right, the word of the Lord came to Ezekiel, the priest and the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the Shebar Canal, and the hand of the Lord was upon him there. As I looked, behold, a stormy wind came out of the north, and a great cloud with brightness around it, and fire flashing forth continually. And in the midst of the fire, as it were gleaming metal, and from the midst of it came the likeness of 4 living creatures. And this was their appearance. They had a human likeness, but each had 4 faces, and each of them had 4 wings. Their legs were straight, and the soles of their feet were like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like burnished bronze. Under their wings, on the 4 sides, they had human hands, and the 4 had their faces and their wings thus. Their wings touched one another. Each one of them went straight forward without turning as they went. And as for the likeness of their faces, each had a human face. The 4 had the face of a lion on the right side, the 4 had the face of an ox on the left side, and the 4 had the face of an eagle. Such were their faces. And their wings were spread out above. Each creature had 2 wings, each of which touched the wing of another, while 2 covered their bodies, and each went straight forward. Wherever the Spirit would go, they went, without turning as they went. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, like the appearance of torches moving to and fro from the living creatures. And the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. And the living creature darted to and fro like the appearance of a flash of lightning. Now as I looked at the living creatures, I saw a wheel on the earth beside the living creatures, one for each of the 4 of them. As for the appearance of the wheels and their construction, their appearances was like the gleaming of beryl, and the 4 had the same likeness in their appearance and construction, being as it were a wheel within a wheel. And when they went in any of their 4 directions without turning as they went. And their rims were tall and awesome, and the rims of all 4 wheels were full of eyes all around. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went beside them. And when the living creatures rose from the earth, the wheels rose. Wherever the Spirit wanted to go, they went, and the wheels rose along with them. For the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. When these went, and when those stood, these stood. And when those rose from the earth, the wheels rose with them. For the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. Over the heads of the living creatures there was the likeness of an expanse, shining like an awe-inspiring crystal spread out above their heads. And under the expanse their wings were stretched out straight, one toward another, and each creature had 2 wings covering its body. And when they went, I heard the sound of their wings like the sound of many waters, like the sound of the Almighty, the sound of tumult, like the sound of an army. When they stood still, they let down their wings, and there came a voice from above the expanse over their heads. When they stood still, they let down their wings, and above the expanse over their heads, there was the likeness of a throne, in appearance like sapphire, and seated above the likeness of a throne was a likeness with a human appearance. And upward from what had the appearance of his waist, I saw it were gleaming metal like the appearance of fire, enclosed all around. And downward from what had the appearance of his waist, I saw as it were the appearance of fire, and there was brightness around him, like the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud on the day of rain. So was the transparency of the brightness all around. Such was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. And when I saw it, I fell on my face, and I heard the voice of one speaking. Wow. Isn't that interesting? Talk about strange appearances. Okay. And now we're going to Mark 11, and then we'll be in Ephesians 1. That's our 4 chapters today. Thank you for listening.